We will start with the time and value of supply of GST. Okay, how the time and the value of supply will be determined under GST. We will see it in the today's lecture. Okay, and in the previous lecture, we have understand about how, on what particular situation the cancellation of registration will happen, and how you can apply for the reapply of your cancellation or reapply for your registration after your cancellation. So all this we have seen in the yesterday's lecture. Okay. So in today's lecture, we will be learning about the time and value of supply of GST. Okay, that is a topic which we will see it in our today's lecture. Okay. So basically, the time of valuation or the place of valuation is nothing but at what time the supply of goods will taken place. Okay, or the place where the goods are transferred, we call it as the place of supply. So in case of this time and place of supply, here we are talking about at what time the goods will be supplied. So why we are concerned about the time of the supply is so that particular date will be considered the uh, as a date of paying of your um, tax. Okay, and the value is nothing but the how much amount you spent or how much amount of goods you have supplied will be concerned about the valuation. Okay, and why we are concerned about the supply is from which place the goods have been supplied, so that we can understand what tax will be applicable, whether IGST will be applied or whether CGST and SGST will be applied. So what amount of tax will be applied? For that concern, we are concerned about the place of supply. Okay. So in terms of time or in terms of value of supply, we are concerned about the only the payment. Okay. What amount of payment I was supposed to pay? Which are the taxes will be applied? For that particular purpose only, we are concerned about the time and value of the GST. Okay, so first we will understand about the time of the supply. Okay, what is mean by time of the supply? See, time of the supply is nothing but at what particular point you have supplied the goods. Okay, this will help you to identify what is the due date for making your payment of tax. Okay, that is the main purpose of understanding the time of supply. Next one, we are concerned about the place of supply. Place of supply is from which place you have supplied the goods. Okay, whether the goods are supplied within Tamil Nadu or the goods are supplied to outside Tamil Nadu. Why we are concerned about is what tax will be applied to that. For that, we are concerned about the place of supply. And the next one is the value of supply. This will help you to say what amount of tax you will be paying. Okay, so value of supply is nothing but what is the amount of sale that has been taken place. Okay, so if the value is incorrect, then the amount of GST will also be incorrect. So we are supposed to concern about the sale. Okay, so that is more important in the value of supply. Okay, so these are the three concerns we will be learning about the once again student. Here, Ivana. We understand what is the importance of time of we understand what is the importance of time of supply, understand the place and value of supply. Okay, and also we know what is mean by time of supply also. Okay, so as I told you earlier, why we are concerned about the time of supply. Okay, so now let's see how to calculate the time of supply. Okay, suppose for example, basically time of supply is concerned about these three things, that is date of issue of invoice, last date on which the invoice should have been issued, and the date of receipt of advance or payment. Okay, on these three bases only your time of supply will be uh, concerned about. Okay, so I'll show you an example so that we will understand on which particular date the time will be concerned about. Okay, suppose for example you are selling any goods to any X and Y party. Okay, and the value of goods is 1 lakh. So we are not concerned about the sale year or the value of the goods is 1 lakh. Okay, the invoice was prepared on 15th, that is issued on 15th January, and the payment is made on 31st January. So here they have not given you the last date of invoice issued. They have just given the date of issue of invoice. The date of issue of invoice is 15th January. Okay, and the payment of the invoice is 31st January. Okay, and the goods is supplied on 20th January. Okay, so supply of goods is 20th. Okay, so now you have to say what is the time of supply of goods is. Okay, so according to you, what can be the time of goods? டைம் ஆஃப் குட்ஸ் என்னவா இருக்கும்பா? டைம் ஆஃப் குட்ஸ் என்னன்னு சொன்னேன், என்னைக்கு நம்ம குட்ஸ் சப்ளை பண்றோமோ அதுதான் அந்த பர்டிகுலர் டே தான் டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளைன்னு வச்சுப்பேன் அப்படின்னு. ஸோ இந்த பர்டிகுலர் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ல இன்வாய்ஸ் என்னைக்கு நம்ம இஷ்யூ பண்ணியிருக்கோம்? ஸோ இன்வாய்ஸ் இஷ்யூ பண்ணும்போது தான் குட்ஸ் இஷ்யூ பண்ணியிருப்போம், ரைட்டா? So in this example, we can concern that the invoice issue date will be concerned as the time of supply, because uh, time of supply will be the supply of goods date, not the payment of date. Okay. Next, suppose in another example, if what happens in the same example, the advance of 50 is received on 1st January. So if you receive the advance on 1st January, so in that case, the uh, whatever the payment date, that is not concerned about. We are concerned about only the goods send date. Okay, so whatever the payment or whatever the thing is, but when the goods has been dispatched from the seller to the buyer, so that particular date only will be concerned as the time of supply. Okay, we are not concerned about the payment. We are concerned about only the goods sending date. Okay, so again the answer will be 15 January only. Okay, so this is for in terms of time of supply for the goods. Okay, if you are having a goods, then in that case the day on which the goods will be supplied to the customers, so that particular day will be considered as the time for the supply of goods. Suppose if you are doing any service business, okay, so in that case, what particular time will be concerned as the uh, time of supply we will see. Okay, so here also we will concern about the three things. One is on what particular date you are issuing the invoice, what particular date you are receiving the payment or advance, and the date of provisions for the savings. So date of provision for the savings is we will set some reserves for our expenditure, right? So that particular date also you can take it. So on these three bases, you will be calculating the time for supply. Okay, so here also we have an example. Suppose Mr. A provides a service of 20,000 to B on 1st January. Okay, the invoice was issued on 20th January. So service is provided on 1st January, but for that particular service, the invoice was given on 20th January. Okay, and the payment for that was released on 1st February. So this is the case. So in that case, what particular date will be concerned as the time of supply, we have to find out. Okay. So in this case, first of all, you have to check when the invoice was being issued. Okay. So, but the invoice was being issued after 20 days of service. Okay, it was being issued. But basically, the invoice has to be issued with the prescribed time. Prescribed time is within 30 days of the supply we are supposed to issue. But here they have issued in 20th July itself. So this means that they have issued it on the proper time. Okay, so uh, in terms of services, the day on which the invoice was being issued will be concerned as considered as the time for the supply. Okay, not the goods end date. Okay, in terms of goods only, when you're transferring the goods, that particular date will be concerned as the time of supply. In case of services, and in what particular date you are sending the invoice, that particular date will be concerned as the time of supply, and that date should not be more than 1 month. Okay, it should be less than 30 days. It should be there. Okay, if it is more than 30 days, then the date on service will be considered. Okay, if it is less than 30 days, in that case, on the date on which the invoice was being issued will be concerned as the time of supply. Okay, so in this case, the invoice was issued on 20, so that particular date will be concerned as the time of supply. Clear? Yes. Can anyone say this time of supply? So time of supply is nothing but on what particular date we have supplied the goods. That is the meaning. Okay. In terms of goods, we will be concerned about the transfer of the goods will be concerned as the or the invoice what we have supplied will be concerned as the date of supply in case of goods. In case of supply also same thing. The day on which the invoice was being issued will be concerned as the time of supply in terms of services also. Clear? Can anyone say this? Can anyone say this? குட்ஸ்க்கும் சர்வீசஸ்க்கும் ரெண்டுத்துக்குமே நீங்க என்னைக்கு இன்வாய்ஸ் சென்ட் பண்றீங்களோ அந்த பர்டிகுலர் டே தான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளைனே வரும். ஓகேவா? அதுதான் டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளை டேட்னு வரும். ஓகே, அண்ட் டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளைனா என்னன்னா நீங்க என்னைக்கு வந்து குட்ஸ் சப்ளை பண்றீங்களோ அதுதான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளை. கிளியர்? ஸோ டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளைக்கு வந்து நீங்க எது வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வருதோ அதுதான் நீங்க கன்சர்ன் பண்ணுவீங்க. ஆக்சுவலா 3 திங்ஸ் வரும். ஒன்று வந்து இன்வாய்ஸ் டேட்டு, பேமெண்ட் டேட்டு, அப்புறம் ப்ரொவிஷன் ஆஃப் சர்வீஸ் டேட். இது மூணும் வரும். ஓகே, இந்த மூணுத்துல எது முன்னாடி வருதோ அதுதான் உங்களோட டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளை. ஓகே, பட் பேசிக்கா நம்ம பேமெண்ட் கன்சர்ன் பண்ண மாட்டோம். வில் கன்சர்ன் அபவுட் ஒன்லி த இஷ்யூ ஆஃப் இன்வாய்ஸ் தான். ஓகே, கிளியர்? ஓகே, ஃபைன். நெக்ஸ்ட் இப்போ நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னா டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளை அண்டர் ரிவர்சபிள் சார்ஜஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து நம்ம ரிவர்சபிள் சார்ஜஸ் தான் என்னன்னு பார்த்துருவோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த ரிவர்சபிள் சார்ஜஸ்க்கு டைம் ஆஃப் சப்ளை எப்படி வரும் அப்படிங்கறத we will see now. Okay, so basically சார்ஜஸ் அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா நம்ம வந்து if you are paying any income tax, the recipient of the supply will only will pay liable for pay. Okay, instead of the suppliers. So suppliers pay பண்றதுக்கு பதில் உங்களோட யாரு goods receive பண்றாங்களோ அவங்க தான் வந்து will liable to pay the charges under the reversible charges. So reversible charges அப்படின்னா என்ன? Only the recipient will pay the tax liability. So that is known as reversible charges. Okay va? So reversible charges இருக்கும்போது இப்போ supplier pay பண்ணல, only those who are receiving the goods only is paying. So in that case, what will be the time of supplier for the recipient that we will calculate. Okay, so இங்கேயும் நம்ம மூணு விஷயம் we will consider, that is your invoice date, okay, date of payment, and then your date of payment, and then your provision for it. In the மூணுத்துல whichever is earlier will be concerned as the time of supply. Okay, so here there is an example. Okay, one more thing. So the date of payment அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா 30 days. It should be 30 days from the date of issue of invoice இருக்கணும். Okay, in terms of services you can take it for 60 days. Okay, as per for the payment is concerned in case of your GST. Okay, and date of payment will not be applicable for goods and apply only for the services in terms of your central tax. Okay, so here there is an example. ABC Private Limited undertook a services to direct Mr. X worth 50,000 on 15th January. Okay, it's a service they are providing. Okay, and the value of services is 15, and the service provided on 15th January. Okay, and the invoice was raised on 1st February, and ABC Private Limited has made payment on 1st May. Okay, so in the date of payment அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா 1st May. Okay, and invoice date எப்போ அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is 1st February is the invoice date. Okay, and yes, invoice date is on 1st February. Okay, but as per your reversible mechanism, You can take 60 days for services for the invoice date. Okay, so payment is first May. uh, so your invoice date can be of your first February. That is proper. Okay. So in this case, what will be the time of supply I've been getting now? Whichever date comes earlier will be concerned as the time of supply. So in that case, the invoice date which comes on first February, so that will be concerned as the time of supply. Okay. So this is all about your time of supply. So time of supply la மூணு விஷயம் இருக்கு. ஒன்னு வந்து goods, இன்னொன்னு வந்து services, and இன்னொன்னு வந்து reversible charges. Okay வா? So goods க்கு வந்து invoice date and in case of services also invoice date. Okay. See, inform Mitran has come from the other ID. Ask him to come with the college ID. Okay. So reversible charges is also the date on which the payment has been made will be concerned as the time for supply. Okay. This is on time of supply. Next one, the place of supply. So place of supply அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா எந்த பர்டிகுலர் பிளேஸ்ல வந்து கூட்ஸ் வந்து has been transferred. See, நம்ம எதுக்கு வந்து place of supply பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா to do the tax calculation. Okay, so which particular tax will be applied for what, for that particular purpose only we are concerned about the place of supply. That means whether the IGST will apply or whether CGST will apply or whether SGST will apply. To know that only we are concerned about this place of supply. Okay, so here is an example. Just see the example. The service was provided in Maharashtra. Okay, and the supply, the goods where it is sent also, it's inside Maharashtra only. Okay, so in that case, when the goods are supplied within the state, then it is called as interstate supply. If it is an interstate supply, so here you will be having CGST as well as SGST. Okay, suppose if a goods is sent from Maharashtra to Kerala. Okay, if the goods is sent from Maharashtra to Kerala, means it is called as interstate supply, and the tax applicable will be IGST will be applied. Clear? Okay, fine. So in case of goods, the place of supply where the goods are delivered will be concerned. That is, from which particular place you have delivered the goods will be concerned in the goods part. Okay, and to whom the ownership has been changed also will be concerned in case of place of supply. Okay, so in case of place of supply, we are concerned about where it is delivered, to whom it is delivered. Okay. Okay, so these two will be concerned. Or sometimes if the goods is not delivered also, to which particular location it has been shifted. So that will be concerned for understanding the GST tax applicability. Okay, suppose goods have not supplied but still it has raised the invoice, means to which particular place it has been raised the invoice, on that particular basis the tax will be calculated. Okay, so here there is an example. In case of sale in a supermarket, okay, the place of supply is the supermarket itself. So the place of supermarket is any particular X and Y area, we can take it. Okay, so in that case, so if it is in the supermarket itself, so in that case, the place of supply will be where the location has been taken place. So your CGST as well as SGST will be applied because it is the same place only. Okay. Next example, a supplier is locating in Kolkata. Okay, supply a machine to a recipient in Delhi. So it's a interstate transfer happens. Okay, so machine is installed in the factory of a recipient in Kanpur. Okay, so machine is supplied from Kolkata to Delhi. Okay, but the machine was installed in Kanpur. Okay, so in this particular case, though it is an interstate transfer, okay, but the place of supply for this particular example will be the installed place. So installed place is Kanpur. So Kanpur will be the Kanpur will be the interstate transfer from Kolkata to Kanpur will be concerned. Okay, and IGST will be applied. Okay, next. In case of services, see, till now we have seen the place of supply for goods. If it is services, then how the location will be tracked, we will see. Okay, so the place of supply of services is located for the service recipient. Okay, so in case of service recipient, So in case of services, the place where the service has been rendered, so that particular place will be concerned as the place of supply. Suppose the services is given in Chennai, then in that case, it comes under Chennai jurisdiction, and then it will be considered as the uh, intrastate tax will be applied. That means CGST and IGST will be applied. Okay. In case of any special provisions, okay, suppose in terms of any immovable properties or restaurant or admission, or in these cases, the location on which that particular transaction will happen will be concerned as the uh, concern for calculation the place of supply, okay, for these kind of services. Okay, so there is an example for this. Mr. Anil from Delhi provide a interior decoration service to Mr. Ajay in Mumbai. Okay, so they are giving us services for interior design. Okay, and the property is in OT. Okay, so in this case, what is the place of location? We have to mention here. So the same example like your Kanpur example, though the goods is from Kolkata to Delhi, but the installation has happened in Kanpur. So in that case, the place of supply will be where you have sent the goods. Okay. So the similar example is for services also. The way the service has been provided, that particular place only will be concerned as the place of supply. So in this case, the supply of goods has happened only in OT. So in that case, the place of supply will be OT. Okay. So again, OT comes in Tamil Nadu, so it has the intra-trade transfer. Okay, next example, a registered taxpayer officer passenger travel service from Bangalore to Happy. Okay, the passenger does not have a GST registration, so he is an unregistered person. Okay, what will be the place of supply in this case? Okay, so from Bangalore to Hippy, okay, he is not a registered person. So in that case, if you are not registered person, the place at which the goods has been sent will be concerned about the place of supply. If you are a unregistered person, if you are a registered person, then the receiving place will be concerned as the place of supply. Okay, so here in this case, he is not a registered person. So in that case, the place where you have taken the goods will be concerned as the place of supply. Okay, so next one is the place of supply for goods and services in combination. See, in case of value of supply, okay, so the place, the seller on what particular place he has collected the goods will be concerned as the place of supply. Okay. So this is all about the value of supply. In the next lecture, we will be learning about the terms related to the value of supply and the time of supply. So on what particular basis the time and value of supply will be determined, we will see. Okay. So in today's lecture, what we have seen, what is mean by time of supply, what is mean by place of supply, and what is mean by value of supply. Okay, and we have seen value of supply for goods as well as services. Okay, so in case of value of supply, sorry, in case of place of supply, the um, place at which the goods has been delivered will be concerned as the place of supply. Okay, so the value of supply or goods is nothing but the amount which is collected by the seller and the buyer will be concerned as the value of supply. That means goods received amount will be concerned as the value of supply. Okay, so whether it is a goods or whether it is a services, for both the amount of invoice, that is invoice amount will be concerned as the value of supply. Clear, students? Any doubt? Okay, pa. So with this, we come to end of your time.